I'm so happy to see our young boys and girls with us who are part of our First Communion class. And certainly, I congratulate you and your families for all the hard work and the prayer and the commitment you made to bring this day happen. But I have to say, I'm a little confused. I see you most every Sunday or Saturday night. But today, you certainly look different. You're behaving different. I wonder what it is. You know, I know it's your first communion, but I can't imagine. I bet the first time you had pizza, I don't think that your parents put your picture on Facebook and told all your relatives and friends, our daughter Amy or our son Brad is going to eat some pizza for the first time, and they let everybody know. Did they do that? I don't think so, no. And then the first time maybe you had a Coke or ginger ale, did they suddenly say, we're going to get you a new dress, a new shirt and a tie, and we're going to get you all dressed up so that we'll tell everybody, we'll tell the relatives, come on over to the house. They're going to have a Coke and ginger ale for the first time. Did they do that? No, huh? No, I don't think so. So why are they doing that today? Why are you so dressed up, and why have they invited other family members to be here with you? It's your first Holy Communion, but you've had other firsts. So maybe it's not about being first, is it? It's about what you're going to receive, isn't it? I know in Good Shepherd you talked a lot about today, the vine and the branches. Yeah. You talked about the bread of life, the body of Christ, the chalice, the blood of Christ. So it's not about the first, is it? It's about what you're receiving, just like all of us who have shared in that same great experience. It is the body and blood of Christ. It's the Lord coming to us. Oh, that is wonderful news, isn't it? Because the Lord comes to you for the first time, but this will be the first of many times. So it's just not about being the first. It's about what it is that you're receiving for the first time. Christ who comes to you, Jesus who loves you. But then there's something else, too, I think, that's important to remember today. Not only it is the first time for communion, it's also the first time you'll be gathered here at a big table, isn't it? Our altar. You'll be gathered actually right around it. When I was a young boy, almost every Sunday when I was little, we would go to my grandparents' house for dinner. That's just what we did when I was young. And so when we would go, there were a lot of grandchildren and there were aunts and uncles, and we sat at a big table. Well, really, they sat at a big table, and I bet you've had the experience on Thanksgiving or Christmas. All the grandchildren sat at a little table, right? It was usually a card table. But even though it was a little table, we still had the same food, and we were still in the same room. Well, today's even more special. You don't have your own table. You have the same table all of us have. And that's an important thing. You're not at some special place. You're right in the middle of all of us. So you come to the big table like all of us. We never eat alone, if we can help it. It's rare that we want to eat alone. Jesus didn't eat alone with his disciples. He gathered them for that Last Supper all around the one table, just like we are here. We eat together, and that's the other part of today. It's the first time you're with everybody else. You're just like everybody. You were tired of sitting there and waiting when everybody else went to communion, huh? You don't have to do that. You're part of everybody at the big table. So this is a big day. It's the first communion, but it's also the first of many times you'll be with us at the table. This is your table, just like this is your parish. You'll gather with us, you'll share with us, and you'll receive communion every week with us. So we rejoice with you, but it's a good time to remind ourselves of the gift we have from this table. The Lord strengthens us, nourishes us, and we should always be grateful. Now, in a few moments, we're going to gather around the baptismal font, where you'll renew your baptismal promise. For it was in that water that you were welcomed into the church and made ready for this day. So we'll pray with you that as you renew your promise of baptism, you'll make yourselves ready to come to the altar of the Lord.